Welcome to The Human Blueprint, an overview of human genetics. We're diving into the essential code that defines who we are. Have you ever wondered what makes you uniquely you? It all comes down to the complex instructions written in our very cells. The human blueprint is essentially our DNA, the molecular foundation of life that carries all our genetic instructions. Understanding human genetics is key to uncovering the secrets of health, disease, and the incredible complexity of life itself. Think of DNA as the complete instruction manual for building, operating, and maintaining a human being. Genetics doesn't just dictate physical traits, it also plays a critical role in shaping human psychology and behavior. But what is DNA? It's a double helix structure composed of 4 chemical bases: adenine, guanine, cytosine, and thymine. This blueprint also holds the key to the human body's extreme capacity for survival and resilience against environmental challenges. The instruction manual is organized into chapters called genes, which are bundled together into structures known as chromosomes. Genetic information is constantly being used to perform the essential processes of life, from growth to repair. To grow and heal, our cells must divide. This requires DNA replication, ensuring each new cell receives a perfect copy of the blueprint. The blueprint's instructions are read through transcription and translation to create the proteins that perform most of the work in our bodies. While we share 99.9% of our DNA, small differences, genetic variation, are the source of human diversity. Genetic factors contribute to the vast spectrum of human experience, including unusual lifestyles and unique ways of thinking. Mutations, errors in the DNA code, and patterns of inheritance are the engine that generates the immense biological diversity we see. For instance, understanding cognitive biases, which have a genetic component, helps explain phenomena like the psychology of the cyberscam. Ultimately, our genetics influences everything from eye color and height to our risk factors for certain diseases. The human blueprint is the most intricate code imaginable, governing every aspect of our existence. From the tiny cell to the complex organism, the power and precision of human genetics are truly astounding. The blueprint helps us understand how the brain adapts to extreme conditions, such as, quote, 40 days in isolation, what happens to the brain. It also sheds light on genetic adaptations across diverse human groups, like the last nomads of America, adapting to harsh environments. As technology advances, our ability to read and potentially modify the human blueprint promises revolutionary changes in medicine and beyond. Welcome to the Whispering House, a Texas ghost story. Prepare yourself for a tale of terror and disappearance. In the heart of Texas stands an old abandoned house, known by locals only as, quote, the Whispering House. This house is more than just dilapidated. It's steeped in a terrifying local legend that chills everyone who hears it. The story goes that every single night, precisely at 3 a.m., the unmistakable sound of a woman crying can be heard from inside. Driven by the need for viral content, 4 friends decided to challenge the legend and document their findings. Alex, Ryan, Mia, and John entered the Whispering House, camera rolling, ready to debunk the myth for their channel. At first, the atmosphere was light. They were laughing, joking around, treating the haunting like a big game. Their laughter quickly died when they reached the upstairs bedroom, the heart of the home's dark history. The instant they opened the door, the air dramatically turned freezing cold, a palpable shift that silenced their bravado. The walls of the room were covered in strange, unsettling marks, resembling dried blood, a grim warning. Ryan whispered, "Did you guys see that?" as the camera screen captured a split-second glimpse of a pale white shadow behind Mia. The presence was acknowledged, and the haunting immediately escalated, trapping them inside the house. Suddenly, a sound echoed from the hallway upstairs. Thud, thud, thud. Heavy, deliberate footsteps approaching. John panicked and bolted for the front door, only for it to slam shut by itself, locking them in with whatever was coming. Trapped and terrified, they made a horrifying discovery just before the house plunged into darkness. Mia found an old dusty diary under the bed. Inside, one chilling sentence was written repeatedly: "Nobody leaves this house alive." The lights instantly died, plunging the house into absolute darkness. But the camera miraculously kept recording. Then, a soft female voice whispered in the darkness, "Don't leave me alone." The last sound captured by the camera. The terrifying events of that night led to a disturbing scene the next morning, but no answers. After neighbors reported screams, police entered the house the next morning, finding the cameras still recording, but the house empty. Alex, Ryan, Mia, and John had completely disappeared. There was no sign of them, only the ghostly footage. The legend endures. Enter the Whispering House at 3 a.m. with a camera, and the woman in white will appear silently standing behind you. Be warned, ghost. Welcome, if you dare, to a journey into the spine-chilling world of American ghost stories. From coast to coast, the United States is steeped in tales of the supernatural and unexplained phenomena. Our nation's relatively short history is already brimming with locations tied to tragedy, conflict, and lingering spirits. But why do these ghost stories continue to captivate and terrify us, generations after they first emerged? Our first stop is California, at the famously haunted Whaley House in San Diego. The house, built in 1857, sits on the former site of Public Gallows, a chilling detail to its history. Visitors frequently report encountering the spirit of Yankee Jim Robinson, executed on the property, alongside members of the Whaley family themselves. Next, we travel to Adams, Tennessee, home to perhaps America's most documented poltergeist case, the Bell Witch Haunting. The story centers around the Bell family and a malevolent entity believed to be the spirit of Kate Batts, who tormented John Bell Sr. and his family in the early 1800s. The witch was known for physical assaults, voices, and even allegedly causing the death of John Bell Sr. Our journey takes a grim turn to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and the imposing Eastern State Penitentiary. Opened in 1829, this prison pioneered solitary confinement, intended for reform, but resulting in immense psychological suffering for its inmates. Today, it's famous for reports of phantom figures, disembodied whispers, cackling, and mysterious shadow people roaming the desolate cell blocks. Finally, we visit the infamous house in Amityville, New York, the site of the Amityville Horror. The notoriety began in 1974, when Ronald DeFeo Jr. murdered 6 members of his family inside the home. The subsequent residents, the Lutz family, fled after just 28 days, claiming they were terrorized by paranormal activity. These locations and their stories serve as dark reminders of America's hidden history and the unsettling mysteries that lie beneath the surface. Have you visited any of these haunted places, or do you have a chilling ghost story of your own? Share your experiences in the comments below. Thank you for joining us on this tour of America's most haunted places. Sleep tight if you can. Deep in the cold mountains of Colorado stands the Black Hollow Inn, an abandoned hotel with a chilling reputation. For almost 30 years, this place has been closed, shrouded in rumors and fear. Locals believe the hotel is deeply haunted. Strange lights flicker in the windows at night, and whispers echo from empty rooms. But one place, room 309, is the source of all terror. According to legend, anyone who dares to spend a night in room 309 never returns the same. No one enters it anymore, a chilling warning to all who approach. One October evening, 5 documentary creators arrived to film a paranormal investigation for their YouTube channel. Ethan, Jake, Olivia, Sarah, and Mike. They laughed at the ghost stories. The moment they stepped inside, the air was rotten, dust covered everything, and the walls were cracked. Their flashlights barely worked, setting a grim scene. As Mike filmed down the hallway, a dark figure briefly appeared at the end of the corridor, then vanished. Sarah was the only one to notice, as fear began to creep in. At 11:47 p.m., they reached room 309. The door was slightly open. Inside, they found deep scratch marks on the walls and a small recorder under the bed. The recording contained a terrified voice saying, "She's watching from the mirror." At exactly 12 a.m., the hotel fell completely silent. Then, 3 slow, loud knocks echoed from outside room 309. They remembered the caretaker's warning, "Do not open the door after midnight." As the knocks persisted, Olivia screamed. A tall woman in white with hollow black eyes was standing inside the broken mirror. When they turned, the room was empty. At 12:15 a.m., Mike's camera lights flickered and the battery died instantly. Footsteps dragged outside. A woman whispered, "Leave." before the door slammed. Then the chandelier crashed to the floor, and Mike was gone, only his camera remaining. Fear drove them to escape, running into the hallway. But something was terribly wrong. No matter how far they ran, the stairs never appeared. They kept returning to the same paintings, the same lights, the same door. Room 309. They realized they were trapped. The hotel speakers suddenly turned on, and a distorted voice whispered, "Stay forever." Olivia confessed her secret. Her grandmother had disappeared in room 309 years ago, her body never found. The woman in white might be her ghost. The group managed to escape into the basement. The air was thick with the smell of decay. Ethan discovered hundreds of old photographs hanging on the wall. Every photo showed a missing person, and at the center of every picture was the same woman in white. Jake whispered, "She takes people." A newspaper clipping revealed the truth. In 1986, a woman named Emily was murdered in room 309 by the hotel owner. Her body was hidden beneath the hotel, and her spirit never left. At 2:57 a.m., they found the basement exit door, their only hope for freedom. But it was locked. The whisper returned right behind them. "Don't leave me." Emily's twisted ghost emerged from the darkness. Jake panicked and ran, but the shadows grabbed him, pulling him into the darkness. Black Hollow Inn was demolished weeks later. Ethan never uploaded the full footage because every time he watched the recording, at exactly 3:09 a.m., a pale woman appeared, smiling behind him on the screen. Welcome to the world of the Johnsons, the craziest yet happiest family in America. Get ready for their funniest moments. In New York City, the Johnson family lived a hilariously chaotic life. Let's meet the main characters. There's Michael, the lazy burger-loving dad, and Sarah, the strict but hilarious mom. Plus, Kevin, the future YouTuber, Emma, the TikTok dancer, and Grandpa Joe, the family troublemaker. One Sunday morning, the chaos started early with a kitchen catastrophe. The pancakes were burning again. When Sarah yelled, Michael, still on the couch, declared that burnt pancakes have extra flavor. Sarah's response? A frying pan threat. One more joke, and it becomes his helmet. Kevin, needing breakfast for his vlog, and Emma, dancing for TikTok, declared themselves artists who inspire people and therefore never clean. Grandpa Joe just laughed at the modern influencers. Kevin made a dramatic announcement. Despite Michael's fears of explosions, Kevin revealed his master plan to the family. He was going to become America's biggest YouTuber by doing one thing: pranks. The family's reaction was mixed, to say the least. While Michael worried, Grandpa Joe's eyes lit up. He immediately declared, "I like this kid," signaling his interest in the prank war. The battle lines were drawn. The Johnson family prank war was officially underway, starting with Kevin's first big hit. Kevin swapped Michael's coffee with soy sauce. Michael's scream of, "Why does this coffee taste like Chinese noodles?" was met with Kevin's triumphant shout, "Prank!" Michael retaliated by setting Kevin's phone alarm to a police siren at 5 a.m. Kevin sprang out screaming, "I didn't do anything." The entire family erupted in laughter. So hard, Grandpa Joe lost his dentures and his cereal. The biggest social media star in the family wasn't Kevin or Emma. It was Grandpa Joe, accidentally. Emma filmed Grandpa Joe dancing badly for TikTok. He slipped on a banana peel and crashed into the fridge. The video was uploaded accidentally. 2 million views overnight. Grandpa Joe became Dancing Grandpa, proudly announcing, "Move aside, kids. I'm the influencer now." Between the pranks, the Johnsons had a few more classic moments, involving secret snacks and spooky shadows. Michael ordered 10 burgers and hid them under the sink, calling them emergency burgers for the emergency of hunger. Grandpa Joe, the smart man, quietly stole one. When the power went out, the family investigated the basement, fearing a ghost. It was just Michael in a Halloween mask, laughing, until Sarah hit him with a shoe. Finally, the Johnsons decided to take a road trip across the U.S. Naturally, it was a mistake. Within 2 hours, Kevin lost the map, Emma lost her charger, Grandpa Joe lost his teeth again, Michael missed the exit, and Sarah lost her patience. After a frantic search for Grandpa Joe at a gas station, they found him eating free pizza samples in a supermarket. His calm explanation? "I was kidnapped. Buy free pizza." The Johnsons are crazy, messy, and argue every day, but they always laugh together. And somehow, that crazy family became the happiest family in America. Thanks for watching.